You're tuned to FM 89.9 KMOJ, the People Station. That's Isaac Curry in the middle. Before that, it was Patrick Dobson with God Is on FM 89.9 KMOJ, the People Station. Good morning. I'm Kimio Haley. And in my studio this morning, I have Miss Elle Young, author of the book, I'm Raising My Son. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kimio.
Talk a little louder for me. I know you're still a little maybe sleepy, but we need you to talk a little louder for
morning.
me. Good
Can you hear
morning.
me
And
now?
how are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're very well. Now, you are the author of the book, I'm Raising My Son.
I'm raising my husband.
My husband.
Yes.
I do that all the time. My husband. Now, tell me a little bit about what does this mean? I'm raising my husband.
Well, the title came to me probably 2/3 of the way through the book. I started to reflect on some of the things that I was writing in the book. And for me, it was a title that I thought would grasp a lot of attention, in particularly a man's attention.
Right, because it did. I'm raising my husband.
Right? But the essence of the book really is all about me and my process and how I attempted to change a man or get him to be a certain way, and how I learned through the process to accept him where he was at. And I think a lot of women try to raise their mates or change their mate.
Do you think that a man tries to raise the woman? So
absolutely, it works both ways.
But,
yes.
But do you think it's a lot the opposite way, where a woman is trying to basically?
I think so. I think we get a lot of messages from the media and whatnot about men and what the role of a man is and how he's supposed to act and treat you. And once we internalize those things, we have expectations of that man. We want him to be a certain way. And I started to find myself doing that in my marriage. And I thought the title was fitting as I was reading and reflecting on what I was writing.
Now, I'm raising my husband. Now, how long did you consider yourself raising him?
Well, I didn't actually raise him. I won't give too much away from the book. So there's no way that I could. He was already a man when I met him.
Right.
But we were married for 5 years. We were together for about 7.
Okay. Now, in the book, you talk about the problems you were going through and how you were praying to God and everything, and you felt insecurities. Now, a little bit about what was the insecurities. You had your husband, you had everything going for you, but you still wasn't.
There was a disconnect between my ex-husband and I, my then husband. I didn't feel secure in the relationship because there were a lot of extramarital affairs going on. There was just a lot of resentment. I think that my ex-husband resented me at that time because I was trying to raise him. I was doing things in the relationship that I take full accountability for. I wasn't really ready to be married, nor was he. So we battled. We didn't get along, and because of that, there was a tremendous amount of insecurities for us both.
Okay. Now, did you talk about that in the book, as far as that you shouldn't be married or you should be married?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
And I know you said in the book you prayed to God, but then you didn't leave.
I didn't. Yes, I prayed to God, but I also waited on God. I wanted a clear understanding of where I was in the relationship, if I could turn the tables, or we could turn the tables together and make the marriage work. Once I realized that it was broken and there was really no way for us to repair the damage that we had done, we had to coexist differently, and it wasn't going to be as husband and wife.
Okay, and now in the book you talk about all that, and then you also have different passages, kind of like at the end of different, would you call them chapters?
Yes. So
because I know it's a book, but it's talking your journal, and so that's I'm like, okay, I know it's a chapter, but is it considered a chapter, or is it?
Right. Well, Kimio, I'm a bit eclectic. I'm not traditional in any way. I'm a writer first. I love poetry. I would say I'm a poet first before I'm an author. And so in my book, I wanted to be creative. It was getting heavy as I was writing the book. So I wanted to add a little bit of my poetic side and some of my lighter creativity to the book, just to keep it interesting. And so, yeah, I've added pieces of my poetry in there.
Okay.
And the book actually stemmed from a book of journals I had been writing throughout my marriage.
Okay, now this is your first book.
My
now you
first
didn't write a
book.
book on poetry yet.
I have not, no.
Okay, that might be in the making.
That may very well be in the
And
making.
how long did it take you to write the book?
So the process for the book, I started journaling in my marriage. So I probably started journaling within the second year. And that's something that I had taught myself to do from an early age.
Okay, now do you feel that was a way out, in a sense, in your mind, or to make you at ease and to comfort you in a sense of writing?
It was very therapeutic, yes.
Okay.
I've used writing as therapy in the past, and so once I was in the marriage and things were getting dark or heavy, I used writing to kind of help me process things and get some of the toxic energy out of my body and just to kind of understand where I was.
Now,
Now,
when you were doing that, did you realize this was helping you, or you were just, I'm just frustrated, I need to write some things down, I need to remember some things, or do you feel when you were doing that it was helping you? It's like, this is relaxing me, this is a process.
It was both. There were days that I wrote and I would reflect back on those journals, and I could hear the frustration and the anger and the disappointment. And then there are days where I reflect on those journals and I could tell that I was very much put at ease and comfortable and glad to be sitting there writing. Yeah.
Okay, now, because I know some people in the marriage problems, they go through, they get help.
Yes.
Did you do that? Is that in the book where you got help, or you just...
we started, I did put a little bit in one of the journals where we were working with one of the universities here. They had a program where they would help, new parents. We weren't married at the time. We had just had our son, and they had a program where they would help new parents kind of get to the next level so that they could get married. So we did get some therapy. But like I said, in order for therapy to work, you have to have two people on the same page, at least with the therapy, at least wanting to go through the process. So it wasn't very helpful for that stage in our lives. It wasn't very helpful for us, but I didn't seek therapy alone.
Okay.
I did not, no.
Mm-hmm. Now, somebody who wants to purchase the book, how do you feel this can help you think it can help a man and a woman, or helps just women? How do you feel about?
I really think it can help both genders. I think men kind of read it coming from an angle, more of a, what is she talking about? What does she mean? She can raise me kind of thing. And then once they get into the book, they're kind of blown away, like, oh, this really isn't.
Now, I read part of the book. I didn't read the whole book, and I didn't feel it was some man bashing going on, because you know how some men's like, she's going to be bashing the men, putting us down, that she's raising a husband and all like that. And I didn't feel that way. So I know it's no bashing going on.
Absolutely not.
Now, we'll be back and talk to you about where you can get the book and some final questions. So just stay tuned. We're interviewing Miss Elle Young, author of the book, I'm Raising My Husband. So stay tuned right here to FM 89.9 KMOJ. You're tuned to FM 89.9 KMOJ. I'm interviewing Miss Elle Young, author of the book, I'm Raising My Husband. She's in the studio with me. I'm glad to have you this morning. Now, if somebody wanted to purchase the book, where do they go?
You can find the book at Amazon.com. It's also on BarnesandNobles.com. Mm-hmm. You can find it at my website, which is Elle Young, the author. So it's spelled ELLEYOUNG, theauthor.com.
Do it again. Give them the information.
www.ELLEYOUNGTHEAUTHOR.com.
Okay.
Elle Young, the author. Yep.
Now, you're also available if they wanted you to come out to a book club or a signing and reading.
Absolutely. They can contact me through that webpage, or they can give me a call at 612-759-5720. Again, that's 612-759-5720.
Okay, now do you have any book signings and anything coming up soon?
Yes, so on May 3rd, I will be partnering with Sister Spokesmen at a hair show that they have going on.
A hair show?
Yes, the location is to be determined, but once that information is released, I'm sure KMOJ will do some advertising around it. You can find it on my webpage, and you can also follow me on Twitter, which I will be announcing the location there and other things that I'll be doing.
Okay.
And my Twitter page is L Young Author.
Okay.
And you can also like me on Facebook. Please like me on Facebook. And my Facebook page is L Young, the author.
Okay, so that's May 3rd. You're going to be doing a book signing at Sister Spokesman, and they can listen to KMOJ also, get the Minneapolis Spokesman recorder, and that'll give you information on May 3rd.
Yes.
Right, she'll be there with her book, signing it, and also for sale, so you don't want to miss it. So we're glad to have you. Any last words before we let you get out of here?
Well, I just want to thank you for having me. I've been a part of the KMOJ family in some capacity throughout the years, so it's nice to be able to come and share my work and my art. And
okay, yeah. And you know what? I forgot to ask you, are you from Minnesota, or where are you from?
Minnesota. I'm from the South Side.
South Side?
South Minneapolis.
Grew up in South Minneapolis? Okay, yes, so you are a native of the Twin Cities. All right.
I am your own.
All right, author of I'm Raising My Husband, Miss L. Young, we're glad you came this morning. I know it was kind of early for you, but we're glad you stopped by and let us know, because like I said, I've been reading the book, and it is an interesting book, and it is not a man-bashing book, and I'm finding out some things, and it, I guess, kind of, if you put yourself in those shoes and what you shouldn't do and what you should do in a marriage or in a relationship, period. So it is interesting, I'm giving you an A for effort.
Yay. I'll take it.
All right, we're glad to have you. And keep tuned. We're going on with more music right here at FM 89.9 KMOJ. This is Ethan Kent with Bring Us to Our Knees on KMOJ. Good morning.